Tonight, major developments involving the president and his Supreme Court nominee. President Trump saying, "I feel so badly for Brett Kavanaugh. He doesn't deserve this." Kavanaugh, now accused of sexual assault decades ago. Tonight, a public hearing is now set. Kavanaugh says he's ready. Will his accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, attend? And Democrats tonight now demanding the FBI investigate what happened and what the president now says about that. Also tonight, the major rainstorm sweeping through the Northeast, all part of Florence, from D.C. to Philly, from New York to Boston. Also, rivers rising in the Carolinas, and the remarkable survival story. The family holding onto a tree, a mother and father, their children. It turns out that mother 8 months pregnant. The stunning headline developing today, the well-known surgeon, once on TV, and his girlfriend are now suspected of being serial rapists together. Authorities believe they drugged and assaulted women and then recorded the assaults. Prosecutors now sorting through more than 1,000 videos. The young golf champion killed, her body found on an Iowa golf course. What police tonight have just revealed. And TV host Julie Chen appearing on camera today and what she's now revealing about her future, with her husband Les Moonves stepping down as CEO of CBS amid allegations of sexual misconduct.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night, and we begin tonight with President Trump's embattled Supreme Court nominee after an accusation of sexual assault decades ago. Judge Brett Kavanaugh was back at the White House today after about 9 hours there yesterday behind closed doors. President Trump saying today, "I feel so badly for Kavanaugh." The president saying he doesn't deserve this. But the president did say both sides should be heard. Kavanaugh vehemently denying what he's accused of, and he says he's ready to testify. But so far tonight, his accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, seen here in a yearbook photo from back around the time when the alleged assault took place, she's not yet agreed to testify publicly. Republicans have set a hearing date for next Monday in front of the American people. Democrats want the FBI to investigate the allegations, and the president was quick to respond to that today. Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, leading us off.
Tonight, Christine Blasey Ford won't say whether she will appear on Capitol Hill Monday to testify about her allegation that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh once tried to assault her. And President Trump is now expressing concern about the personal toll on Kavanaugh and his family.
I feel so badly for him that he's going through this, to be honest with you. I feel so badly for him. This is not a man that deserves this.
The president did not say Dr. Ford's name today, nor did he express any concerns about her or her serious allegations. But he has shown uncharacteristic restraint. He hasn't said who he believes, insisting both deserve to be heard.
We should go through a process, because there shouldn't even be a little doubt. There shouldn't be a doubt. Hopefully, the woman will come forward, state her case. He will state his case before representatives of the United States Senate, and then they will vote. They will look at his career. They will look at what she had to say from 36 years ago, and we will see what happens.
Dr. Ford is now a psychology professor in California. This is what she looked like in her high school yearbook in the early 1980s. Around the time, she says, a stumbling drunk Kavanaugh pinned her to a bed at a party, groping her and trying to take her clothes off. When she tried to scream, she told the Washington Post, he put his hand over her mouth. I thought he might inadvertently kill me. She says a friend of Kavanaugh's, Mark Judge, was also in the room. But in a statement tonight to the Senate Judiciary Committee, Judge says, I have no memory of this alleged incident. Brett Kavanaugh and I were friends in high school, but I do not recall the party. More to the point, I never saw Brett act in the manner Dr. Ford describes. Judge Kavanaugh emphatically denies the allegations. Today, cameras caught a glimpse of him leaving his Maryland home for the White House. For the second day in a row, he huddled there with his confirmation team. Democrats say the FBI should investigate the alleged assault. The president could order an updated background check, but today he said the FBI doesn't want to conduct one.
I don't think the FBI really should be involved because they don't want to be involved. If they wanted to be, I would certainly do that. But as you know, they say this is not really their thing.
All right, John Karl with us live tonight at the White House. And John, when we studied the words there, that answer, President Trump seemed to imply that it's really up to the FBI whether to reopen Judge Kavanaugh's background check. So what is the FBI saying tonight, if anything at all?
Well, we asked the FBI about what the president said. They have no comment on this. But, David, background checks are conducted at the request of the White House. One was done on Kavanaugh. If the president wanted it reopened to look at these new allegations, he could order that done, and he has not done so.
All right, John Carl leading us off tonight. John, thank you. And as you know, John, the stakes are enormous here for the nominee, for the president, and for senators from both parties who know constituents back home are watching this very closely with strong opinions on both sides. How will this accuser be treated if she does testify? Mary Bruce back on the Hill tonight asking senators how this should go.
Tonight, Senator Mazie Hirono, one of only 4 women on the Senate Judiciary Committee, calls this a moment of reckoning.
I just want to say to the men of this country, just shut up and step up. Do the right thing for a change.
Republican leaders insist they're giving Christine Blasey Ford an opportunity to be heard in public before the Judiciary Committee next Monday.
This is mainly an opportunity to accommodate her, and we look forward to giving her a chance to tell her story.
Do you think her allegations are credible? Does she sound credible to you?
I don't know how you judge that until you have the hearing.
Republican Lisa Murkowski, whose vote is critical, suggests there are alternatives.
So if she doesn't want to appear in public before the committee, she can do it privately before the committee. She would be under oath.
If Ford does agree to testify, she and Judge Kavanaugh would be the only witnesses, fielding questions from 10 Democrats and 11 Republicans. All of the Republicans, men.
Obviously, the optics of 11 men there on the Republican side, it is what it is. That's the committee right now, and so we'll just have to do our best.
Those senators keenly aware of the excruciating questions Anita Hill faced during the Clarence Thomas confirmation hearings more than 25 years ago, when she accused him of sexual harassment.
You testified this morning that the most embarrassing question involved, this is not too bad, women's large breasts. That's a word we use all the time.
Today, Anita Hill writing in the New York Times, there is no way to redo 1991, but there are ways to do better, saying the job of the committee is to serve as fact finders, to better serve the American public, and the weight of the government should not be used to destroy the lives of witnesses who are called to testify. But the big question tonight remains, will Christine Blasey Ford appear at all?
What if Professor Ford doesn't show up?
We need to plan this around her schedule. If there is any belief that this is a woman who has endured a sexual assault, has put herself out there, is prepared to come and testify before the American public about one of the most powerful, potentially, people in the United States government, you would think there would be some level of sensitivity.
Mary Bruce back with us live tonight from Capitol Hill. And Mary, so many pointing to the very personal questioning of Anita Hill so many years ago. You showed just a moment of it there about her allegations against then nominee Clarence Thomas. But many senators know this is a much different time, a much different era now, and many of these senators are up for re-election. The stakes leading into the midterms and this potential public hearing are enormous.
Exactly, David. The political pressure here is tremendous, and 3 of those senators who questioned Anita Hill so many years ago are still on this committee. One of them, Republican Orrin Hatch, is already siding with Kavanaugh. He says he believes Kavanaugh's denial and that he thinks Ford is mistaken. David.
Mary Bruce with us live again tonight. Thank you, Mary. We move on tonight here in the storm that blew through D.C. today up through Philly, New York to Boston, all part of what's left of Florence. This time lapse of the New York City skyline tonight, the storm's dark clouds moving in right there. While in North Carolina tonight, where Florence made landfall 4 days ago, some of the rivers are still rising tonight. There are also long lines for food, water, basic supplies there still needed. And tonight, the remarkable survival story just now emerging. The family holding onto a tree, a mother and father, their children. And it turns out that mother is 8 months pregnant. ABC's Eva Pilgrim from North Carolina tonight.
Tonight, Florence's march to New England, overwhelming storm drains and flooding roads across Massachusetts. New York subways turned into waterfalls. In the Carolinas, rivers keep rising.
All of this flooding because Hurricane Florence dumped more than 8 trillion gallons of water right here in North Carolina.
First responders rescuing families from neighborhoods underwater. The Coast Guard plucking this man and his dog from his rooftop. And in Kelly, North Carolina Sunday.
Hey, is there more than just you? Okay.
Okay, your son's on your back. Okay, come on.
After their truck got stuck, the mass clinging to the trees for dear life for almost 5 hours. Volunteer rescuers finding them.
Oh my gosh.
Mom Kelly, 35 weeks pregnant, holding 6-year-old Cameron and 4-year-old Celine tight on the rescue boat. They and their father are safe tonight.
Honestly, I kept telling him, you know, if we can make it to sunrise, somebody's coming, you know, somebody's coming.
In Wilmington, we met Karen and Robert Foster in a long line for basic necessities.
It just sat over us for so long. It dropped so much water.
How much water is in it, you think?
It's probably about chest deep.
Russell Davis's Burga home flooding for the second time since he built it.
It can be replaced, but it's just going to be at a different address. Period.
Can't do this again.
Nah, man. Nah.
David, the governor asking people who evacuated to stay away. The main reason, these roads, as you can see, some are still treacherous. Many are closed, including Interstate 95, and some rivers are still rising. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim on the watch for us. Eva, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z tonight. Still tracking it. Ginger?
And David, you can see the clouds right behind me. That's actually part of what's left of Florence, plus a cold front finally leaving. So we can see on the map there, Milford, New Hampshire, picked up nearly 6 inches of rain. We're going to get rid of it by tomorrow, but the impacts, as Eva said, still being felt. The Cape Fear River near Fayetteville, for example, set to crest tonight or early tomorrow morning. David?
Ginger Z tonight. Ginger, thank you. We're going to turn next year to a stunning headline today involving a well-known California doctor who was once on TV and his girlfriend, both under arrest tonight, accused of drugging and sexually assaulting at least 2 women. Orthopedic surgeon Grant Robichaux was featured on a reality TV show about online dating. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
This picture-perfect pair here enjoying a vacation in Mexico. Tonight, suspected of being serial rapists with hundreds of potential victims. This popular Newport Beach orthopedic surgeon had a taste for the reality show Spotlight.
Orthopedic surgeon will make a lot of girls' ears light up, and those are the girls I'm really not interested in.
Authorities say he and his girlfriend allegedly would lure unsuspecting women from bars and restaurants.
We believe the defendants use their good looks and charm to lower the inhibitions of their potential prey.
Dr. Grant Robichaux and Sarissa Riley each charged with sexual assault against 2 women and 1 count of rape. The first incident in April of 2016, Jane Doe number 1 says the couple invited her to a boat party. She claims she was drugged and taken to Robichaux's apartment where she says they raped her. Police say the encounter was filmed.
She feels more intoxicated by the drinks than would ordinarily be expected.
Authorities then made the chilling claim that the pair recorded more than 1,000 videos in many different cities, with women seemingly intoxicated or drugged and unable to consent.
Based on this evidence, we believe that there might be many unidentified victims out there.
I'm trying to grab something more substantial.
38-year-old Robichaux even once appeared on a Bravo reality show, Online Dating Rituals of the American Male. Authorities say there's no evidence any of these women were victims of his alleged attacks.
Crossing paths with that perfect someone isn't an easy thing to do, and it's definitely much harder than I thought it would be.
David, the couple posting their $100,000 bail, which is consistent with the charges they're facing now. But the DA's office tells me they strongly feel they've just scratched the surface of this case, which is why they're urging more women to come forward. Also, attorneys for the couple tonight, David, saying they deny all allegations.
Keenan, thank you. Next tonight, the former college golf champion murdered in Iowa. She was discovered on a golf course. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
She was a rising star, Celia Barquin Arozamena, who had just this year won a major college golf championship.
It was huge, because I always wanted to win a tournament for Iowa State.
But her life tragically cut short. Tonight, police arresting 22-year-old Colin Richards.
We have charged Richards with murder in the first degree.
The Iowa State student was golfing by herself in Ames Monday morning when her golf bag was found unattended.
They found her clubs. They don't know where she disappeared to.
Investigators finding her body in a nearby pond, stabbed several times. A police dog tracing a scent on her remains to Richards, who police say is homeless and was living in nearby woods.
Richards had several fresh scratches on his face consistent with a fight. and he was attempting to conceal a laceration on his left hand.
According to court documents, he had in recent days told one person he had, quote, an urge to rape and kill a woman. In Arozamena's hometown in Spain, a vigil to remember the winning athlete.
And David, investigators say they do not believe the suspect knew the victim. He's behind bars on a $5 million cash bond. David?
Alex, thank you.